Hey, horror fans, once again, it's the Horror Miser Monty G, and guess what? Yes, last night, The Walking Dead returned last night for its mid-season premiere, and guess what? It's time to do my recaps again for everyone's favorite horror TV show, The Walking Dead. Oh, I love that one. It just seems like it's been like almost ages since we last saw The Walking Dead. And of course, if we're not familiar with what happened on the last episode, well, let's see. Negan escaped. Someone left the cell open. He left the cell. We see that Eugene is still trapped out with the herd of walkers with the whispers included on them. They freed them with the three amigos. That was Jesus, Aaron, and Daryl. Unfortunately, Michonne and the newbies, they finally got trapped and they rescued them in a cemetery. But unfortunately, Jesus was killed by one of the walkers, by one of the whisperers. Oh no. Rest in peace, Jesus. Now, as I stated in my last recap, the actor that played Jesus, he decided that Jesus just wasn't the type of character, wasn't doing anything. And he said, you know what, I'm kind of bored. What am I doing here? I might as well just go on do some other project. So he asked to be let go, and eventually they let him go, and they killed this character off. Now, once again, this is a character that's one of the most famous characters in the comics. Remember, this is based off of comics. And it feels like though that it feels like Scott Gimple and the other writers didn't do that much with the character, which unfortunately pissed a lot of people off, such as myself. So when the actor said, you know what, I want to do other things. I'm not doing anything here. So he actually left. So he left. So now Jesus is gone. Now we get back to Alexander. We see Negan is running loose in Alexander. He eventually tries to climb up the wall, and he's stopped by all the people. Judith has a gun pointed at him. I actually like the relationship Negan has with Judith. He actually respects her. She eventually lets him leave because he tells him there's nothing out for him, and so he decides to go on ahead and climb the wall. And she warns him that if he comes back, she will shoot him. More about that later. Meanwhile, Michonne and Daryl and the others, with limping Eugene, are heading back to the hilltop when they are once again attacked by what we suppose is a herd of walkers. But of course, we have mixed in some whisperers. They kill some. They kill one. He gets eaten by walkers, and they capture one, and she's scared shitless too. They eventually interrogate her throughout the show. We see Michonne and Tara tried to interrogate her, but she's just not that good enough. But eventually, Daryl does interrogate her, and we find out that her name is Lydia. Ooh. Now, for people who do not read the comics, Lydia is the son of the leader. It's the son. Is the daughter, well, supposedly daughter of the leader of the Whisperers, and her name is Alpha. And we're going to see a lot stuff from Lydia because he does play an important role in the war with the Whispers in the comics. Now, we get to see more of Negan, and he makes his trek back to the sanctuary. He encounters some walkers and some wild dogs. I thought that scene was nice. He's in some department store, and he actually finds his nice jacket to replace the jacket he lost. But unfortunately, the place is encountered wild dogs. Now, obviously, dogs have become feral in this post-apocalyptic land of the Walking Dead. He manages to escape them, and he does eventually make his way back to Sanctuary. Unfortunately, since we know that it's been 6 years since Rick supposedly died, the sanctuary is in ruin. There is simply nothing left, and unfortunately, Negan fears this, and he realized that Judith was telling the truth that there's simply nothing for him out there. There's nobody there. The place is in ruins. As we all know, the sanctuary fell within the 6 year period, but he didn't know that. He eventually decides to make his way back to Alexandria, and guess who's right there when he's driving up on a motorcycle? Yes, it's our lovely friend Judith, and of course she does shoot him. Now, once again, they have this nice conversation, and he admits that, you know what, you're right. I went out there. There's nothing for me out there. So I'm going to go back to my cell and behave. So I thought there was it's a nice scene. Both Jeffrey Dean Morgan and the girl that plays Judith, they have some nice chemistry together. And that girl, hey, she's a cute girl. What do you expect? So I love that scene together. So that's what happened to Negan. Meanwhile, the Hilltop crew, they are burying Jesus, and now they look to Tara as their leader, and they eventually start once again interrogating Lydia. And Daryl does his job of interrogating Lydia, and he tells her that if he doesn't tell her what she wants to know, that unfortunately they're going to string her up and kill her. And she's crying and crying and crying, but I think it's more of a front because I don't think Lydia's playing. I think Lydia's playing a role here, and it wouldn't surprise me that she will eventually turn on everybody. But the dramatic relationship we have with Henry and Lydia. They're in the cell together. You remember Henry? Yeah. Remember he got drunk from last year. He's still in this. He's still in the cell. And Daryl listens to their conversation, and she tells him her name is Lydia, and she tells her that her mom is going to come and get her. Nice way to go, Daryl. That's how you interrogate people. Almost forgot. One of the new guys, Luke and Alden, they go out at the time before the gang came back to Hilltop. They were going out and searching for them, and they find these arrows. I think her name is Yumiko's. Yeah, Yumiko's arrows. Unfortunately, they're led into a trap as they see all the whisperers surrounding them, and Alpha pulls out her trusted shotgun and tells her, "End of the trail, boys." So they are captured by the whisperers, and we see the first appearance of Alpha in the show. So that was basically it. It was an okay premiere. It picked up right where we left off, and um, other than with Luke, Alden and Luke, I thought it was a pretty good show. We see more of Negan. We eventually realize that Negan finally realized that there's nothing left for him. He can't get his revenge. There was an Easter egg during Negan's tracks. If anyone caught it, let me know down in the comments. I won't mention what it is, but I want to see if anybody was paying attention. Because when I saw it, I said, wow, that's interesting. Talk about coming full circle, hey, Negan? So as I was saying, this was a not bad episode. It's one of the better mid premieres I've seen so far, and this has been an okay season so far. It definitely has been better than last season. Although most people that I've talked to still do not watch The Walking Dead anymore, mainly because Glenn got killed off, or they feel as though this show is still suffering. And there's also been news that another actor or actress is leaving the show after season 10. I won't mention who, but as I get more information on it, but I'm pretty sure if this character leaves, I want to know what they're going to do now. Because I stated before, as much as money as The Walking Dead does make for AMC, it's really simply time for the show to end. I believe Robert Kirkland said that he's about to put an end to the show on the comics as well. It's coming up to a conclusion. So I'm pretty interested to see how that goes. But I want to know how AMC is going to end the show. But from what I understand, they have other plans. They want to turn this into a universe of all things. So it wouldn't surprise me if we see another spin-off show, whatever that's going to be. And of course, we do have the so-called Walking Dead movie where Andrew Lincoln will once again play Rick Grimes, and we'll probably discover what's happened to him in the 6 years since he was not killed and taken in a copter to, I think it was called I can't remember the name of the place. It'll come to my name. It'll come to me sort of later. So, my horror fans, what do you think about last night's episode of The Walking Dead? Did you like it? Do you think they're finally going into a direction where you continue to watch the show? Or do you think the show is still having a slowly dying death? Leave your comments down in the comment section below and tell me what you thought about last night's episode of The Walking Dead. Well, that's my video for the day, guys. Hope you did enjoy it. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up because it does help the channel out a lot. And once again, if this is your first time here, please hit that subscribe button and ring that notification bell. That way you can come and enjoy the horror experience with me, the Horror Miser Monty G. And as always, all my social media links will be down in the description box below as well. Once again, my name is Lamont Smith, better known as the Horror Miser Monty G. And always remember, horror rules. Vince, take us home. We're out.